What's good, YouTube? We are back with another video. Hope y'all are doing well and feeling blessed. We have a different scenery today. We are outside. It's actually freezing, but for my brain and my mental health, I like getting some sun. It's obviously not sunny right now, but even some clouds is a different light to my eyes, and it just brings me a little bit of peace. So we're gonna walk and talk and catch up. By this time, I will have an Instagram post based on what I'm about to talk about now, which is going to be integrating hops, jumps, skips into your training. I know not all of us have the desire to be athletes, and by athletes, I mean on a court or a field or playing at an extremely competitive level, but the qualities that are developed with athletes and doing athletic things are things that all of us can benefit from. And I want to remind you of why you need to do so. So I know whether you may be new to the gym or experienced in the gym, you can have lots of muscle, which is great. You already have a leg up on a lot of people, but regardless of the spectrum, it's great to integrate because it's only going to be more conducive. If you're on the side of a beginner and you don't have a lot of requisite strength and you don't have that foundation, of course, that's not the first thing out the gate because that's going to recruit a lot of motor units. That's going to recruit a lot of muscle, and you may not have the capacity to do a high amount of volume of those jumps. But if you work on the strength and get the requisite foundational pieces that you need, and then you build the speed in those movements and progress into jumps and hops and skips, it's just going to make you more robust and durable and resilient. Same thing for the other end of the spectrum. Let's say you're a powerlifter or a bodybuilder and you have a huge foundation of strength and you could do 2, almost 3 times your body weight, which is amazing. You add sprints and hops and jumps and skips into your training. Again, it's going to recruit more muscle. It's going to recruit more neurons throughout the body, and you're going to have more at your disposal. So with that, it's going to transfer into your strength work as well, because you're going to have those quicker, fast twitch fibers working and firing on all cylinders. So both sides of the coin definitely can benefit from it. And that's just even the beginning of it. There's still other components to it as far as just integrating those things. It's going to benefit and build your capacity. It's going to benefit and build your reactivity and also rhythm and coordination, which are still things that coincide with developing skills. Just like learning how to squat is a skill with a bar, the same way knowing how to coordinate and know where your body is in space is a skill. So gonna pay dividends regardless of how you slice it. I think it's important. I utilized it when I was training in person with a lot of kids. It's amazing during this time when they're trying to know where their body is in space. Think about a young kid jumping off of something for the first time, or trying to give them something that's pretty technical. They may look like a chicken with their head cut off, or they may look a little out of sorts, and that's okay because they're learning how to coordinate and know where their body's in space. But the same way, even for somebody 5 times their age, if they're new to that movement, they're going to look exactly the same. The same way that for most coaches and trainers, teaching anybody of any age a RDL for the first time is fairly challenging. Try to give them a skip. You're gonna see same arm, same leg, kind of things. You may not even see them leave the ground. So being able to do that is also having the ability to problem solve, which is another thing that is great for acquisition of skills. But like I said, they translate in regards to the rhythm, the reactivity, and just even that elasticity that's necessary for not only sport but for life. So that's the main message, or how I wanted to drive it. As far as how you can integrate it, I've talked about it in previous videos, but of course I don't mind kind of going into it a little bit more. It's always going to be best, especially if that is the main goal, to get quicker, to get faster, to get springier in whatever capacity that is for you. You would want to integrate that at the beginning of your workout. How do you know what the right dosage is? How you recover. It's really that simple. You put in an input into the equation. If you exacerbate and go overboard, like it's not a thing where it's a high intensity class and you're putting it at the end of a workout, you're doing squat jumps for 5 minutes straight. At that point, that's a lot of force, especially for somebody that may be underdeveloped and doesn't have the capacity. And that's when people put a label on it like, like jumping's bad, or I'm not an athlete, so I don't need it. But then they're quick to do it in a quick, hit class, and then they're like, I have knee problems and I have ankle problems. Well, that's not necessarily the movement or a specific exercise. It's that you try to train a quality that is necessary for you to grow and get stronger, but you just weren't prepared for it. So it would go towards the beginning of the workout. You get your warm up, get your heart rate up, get, everything firing. That would be the time when you implement it. You can start out gradually, start more with hops, something that you can do for not as high of an amplitude or high of a displacement, and do for more volume, meaning you can go for more contacts on the ground. As you get more acclimated to it, the speed of those contacts can get better and quicker. And then from there, you can start to impart on the displacement as far as really bringing the toes up, snapping those feet into the ground, and really attacking the ground. Those are they are mini progressions within even the movement. And then, of course, like I mentioned, because it is a skill you're trying to acquire and coordinate, you're going to move your body more fluidly and efficiently in space. So that would be towards the beginning. And then, of course, you just ramp. So if you're starting with 2 feet or bilateral, that's going to be more manageable. You're going to be able to recover more, and that'd be something that I would start with as a baseline. The more comfortable you get with it, the more you can attack the ground, the more you can go for a decent amount of volume and recover. Then you can start to challenge the base of support. So if you're going bilateral for some hops, you can go staggered stance. And these are like week-to-week progressions. It doesn't have to be like you have to do the bilateral for like 6 months straight and then you then progress. If you can recover and 2 weeks in, you already are starting to make that change, but it does take time for some people, especially if they don't have that coordination and they haven't been doing it for a long enough time. It may take a couple weeks to a couple months before they really ingrain that skill and that pattern. But as you do, and you feel like you've recovered and you can progress, that's when you can start to change or challenge the base of support. And that's really as simple as it is. You challenge either the base of support, you challenge the displacement, you challenge the speed. Those are like the 3 main thoughts or progressions. Remember that as like your principles over just the specific exercises. Like, I got to do a specific skater bound or skater jump into a single leg vertical knee tuck jump. Can be that specific, sure. But if you think about those 3 things I mentioned, as far as the speed, the displacement, and the base of support, you're going to be good to go. So back to that example, you go to staggered stance. We're talking about solely the hops. From there, you progress and get comfortable with that. You then can go to a single leg. If the single leg is maybe just a little outside of your wheelhouse or your capacity, you can offload it. You can do it assisted. You can slow down the speed. Once you get comfortable with the single leg, because there's a lot of force onto your body, into your legs, then you can start to, go unassisted, start to speed it up. Then from there, you can challenge the displacement. You can go from higher heights, you can attack the ground a little bit more, you can go for further distance, whatever the case is. Then from there, you start to have a little bit more at your disposal. You can add a lesser elastic component, and you can start to recruit more of your muscles by bending more at the knee for a certain jump. The higher you are, or the more vertical you are and the less knee bend, the more it's going to be more elastic and more tendony and bouncy, the more that you are in a deeper squat position, which isn't super synonymous with sport, at least. Like in basketball, if you ever slow down or watch and see some of the guys, whether they jump off of 1 foot or 2 feet, or same thing for volleyball, you'll notice that they finish in a quarter squat position. Now, that doesn't mean you have to train in only quarter squat positions for you to be good at jumping. You still want to have, again, that foundation and requisite strength and full ranges of motion, but you can start to implement specific training in those ranges. But again, that's for a very advanced population. I'm just talking about from general to advanced, but mainly general in this situation. But you can progress into those deeper ranges and be a little bit more strength-based within those hops or within those jumps or within those leaps. And that's the frame of mind. But main thing is that is a quality or thing that you want to develop. It goes towards the beginning of the workout when you're freshest, because it's going to be the most taxing, or the thing that you need to do while freshest to actually make the adaptation that you're looking to get. And that is the name of the game. Then follows the strength work, following the accessory work, any sort of smaller muscle groups, the core, the abs, the calves, things of that nature towards the end of the workout, and you have a pretty solid workout. No matter how you slice it, kid, middle-aged adult, elderly person, still would look the same, and just you would meet them where they are. If they can't get off the ground, you can find ways to do these things to build the confidence to get into a quicker squat. They feel confident with a quicker squat, you can find a way to eventually offload, a jump or a hop, and maybe just get them that much more of the confidence to be able to do so. Whatever is going to get them to feel empowered to be able to move. But eventually we all need to have some way or shape or form of introducing those speeds, because that's what keeps us youthful, no matter the age. And we all can make growth and adaptation. I've seen 70, 80-year-olds be able to pick up a 50-pound dumbbell and sit to stand off of a chair. May sound, very different or specific, or it may not be super specific to you, but I know to that person that can play with their grandkid and pick up their grandkid or great grandkid, that means all the difference in all the world. So just wanted to share that message. Find a way to integrate it. If you don't know how, leave a comment, reach out. I train people all the time, all over the world, and I'd love to help. But that's all I got. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm going to catch y'all next time. Peace.